What is happening, guys? You're here with Nate. This is Crossbeats Production, and thank you for tuning in. It has been some time since I've been on this channel, about 5 months. I've been away, a little bit busy. I'm actually now a father, so that's kind of crazy. On the back side of things, I've been doing a lot of stuff as well with music, but I just haven't really been posting on this channel. So let's get straight into this video. Let's go. All right, so without further ado, I want to give you guys an example of this on like a hip hop style of track. That's the kind of stuff that I produce. So this is probably, more up my alley. It may not be up everyone's, alley on whatever they listen to or whatever their genre is, but this will give you a good idea of what this can possibly do for an instrumental type of beat and give you an idea of how it sounds and what it does, how it works and all that sort of stuff. So this is bounced out. The only thing that I have done so far for this mix is applied compression through an SSL style of compressor and used one other plugin, Oxford Inflator. So those are the two things that are happening two things that are happening on this mix and nothing else. So this is really about, first of all, having a good mix. And then once you've got a good enough mix, make sure then you feel comfortable to then master it or have somebody else master it for you. But I want to give you guys an idea of how this plugin works. Let's get straight into it. Headphones on. All right, so let's check this plugin out. One thing I just want to point out is I have noticed initially, obviously, when you're using the AI learning, it uses a fair bit of CPU. It does give you that warning. And, when you're mastering, you really want to get your buffer size up to a higher level. So you're not having to have clicks and pops and all that sort of stuff. If that somehow presents in this video, I apologize. Because I'm using screen capture software as well as this plugin, and it just takes a lot of CPU. Anyway, let's get into this video. It's an older Mac, so it kind of gives you an idea of how it might work for you as well, if you're interested in knowing that. So I'm going to turn this plugin on, and I'll go to the loudest part of the mix, which is probably the intro here. It does kind of repeat itself a little bit, so some parts are loud, some are quieter. I just can't help that. That's the way it works, but this plugin will try to learn for itself and have a listen to this without any compression or, mastering on it first. So let's listen to the track first of all. All right, so now you got an idea of how this sounds pre-master. The levels, again, with mastering, you want to kind of bring your levels down a little bit so you have something to play with. This is kind of, a bit hot into this plugin, but I'm going to leave it. If I feel like I need to, I can always turn it down here at the initial stages of the plugin, so the gain staging part. I'm going to throw this plugin straight into its action, use the assistant, and get some sort of mastering as to what it thinks it needs. So all right, so we've got some of the plugins set up. Now, the initial thing is with this plugin, obviously it's setting up what it thinks it should hear. It is going to be a little bit louder from when it started to when it's finished because it's mastering. That's what your point of the mastering is, to get things louder. Now, I want to have a look at see what the plugin actually chose on this and give you an idea of, what I think about these selection of plugins here. So first of all, the music rebalance. Obviously, I'm not looking to balance vocals because there are no vocals in this, so I really don't need that. So maybe I should just leave that off for now and take that out, and it will save a little bit of CPU. I'm not sure why that chose that anyway, but anyway, nonetheless, it's taking out some of the low end here, and it's using the filters to give a bit of high end and mid highs, or, high. And the other thing is this impact section. And I'm going to listen to it right now anyway, but I'll just quickly explain some of these things. So impact, it's just, changing the envelope of different things here. Imaging, it's going to alter the way the image, the field of the sound is, so how it sounds, where it's dispersed on different parts of the imaging section. And then the clarity, this plugin is new to the Ozone selections. So this is one of the ones where it's more like, I guess, not a de-esser, but it gives you the clarity. It could give you more highs, but it sort of allows you to control those highs a little bit more effectively, so they sound more clean and mastered. So this is similar to the stabilizer, I guess, in that sense. This is one of my favorite plugins of back even on 10, they had this stabilizer plugin, and I've used it so many times to save things or just to make things a little bit more fresher and movement wise. Just gives it that polish that I want. The dynamic section here, this is controlling some of the dynamics here in the mids, and then the mid highs, and then the highs, obviously taking out a little bit by the dynamics and the control. And then we've got the maximizer, which is pumping it up at 6.8 dB. We're going to have a look at that because I don't know if that's something I need or not, but you've got a lot of things here. So you've got soft clip, upwards compression, that's new to this one. I don't think that was on 10 because I don't ever remember using that. And I like the fact that they've added that in because upwards compression is definitely, it's useful because it brings the volume up to match the level. It's kind of like turning the volume up into a compressor versus a compressor bringing it down. That's how that works in that sense. Not worried about the transient. It's obviously not selected that. And this is soft clipping, which I use a lot of clipping in general, but this has got its own built-in soft clipper. So let's have a listen, see what this sounds like with it on, and then we'll see how we go. Okay, so the things I'm hearing immediately is a little bit more clarity on the top end, and I guess that's the clarity as it speaks. That is definitely giving a little bit more sheen and that nice kind of top end that I'm after anyway. Because obviously this is more bass heavy. That's that kind of thing. Let's see what this impact is actually doing to the mix. I want to just add it on and take it away to see if even with the gain match on, because I don't want to alter the volume. So let's play it without it and then on. All right, so I've noticed, obviously this is very CPU intensive on my CPU at least. I don't have a slouch of a computer, but it is kind of using a decent amount of CPU. The thing is with this plugin, obviously you don't have to have all of these. If you feel like they're not working for you, or you don't like what it's done, you don't have to have them. You can input them or bypass them if you want. It's really up to you. It's definitely something that I like about this plugin because you can just go through all the things that it's chosen for you and decide for yourself if you like it, you don't, if it works, if it doesn't, that kind of thing. I most definitely think the stabilizer is probably one of the best ones out of all, especially with this the tame transient. If you have a sharp mix that's really needing some taming of the transients, or that really high end stuff that just needs to be tamed a bit, this thing is just magical for that. It's so good, and it really saved, like I said, a lot of the time it saved me in my mastering. And this imager, I'm going to see how this works and what it's doing, because let's see if it actually adds or takes away. So let's check that out. I really like how that it's opened up the mix. It really sounds actually more, I guess, analog is the word for it. It's definitely opening up the mix a bit on that one. Clarity, don't know if we need that. Let's try that with and without. Yeah, I think I like that. That's enjoyable. So stabilizer, I'm not going to touch that because I know that's doing its job how I need it to. The dynamics, that's probably about right, because what I notice is in this, it's adding in that high frequency. That's that's not going to be. I guess it's not using dynamics. It's just using this add in or take away. It's not dynamics. So what I feel like this is trying to achieve is it's taking away the lows that it doesn't really need. It's giving it more of a polished high-end mix, and then it's taking away with the dynamics, so it's not too harsh, but it's just enough, and it controls it, tames it, and that kind of thing. I like the way that they've decided to do that, because that's kind of what I would do if I was doing this manually myself. I'd probably do the same kind of thing. And for the maximizer, I don't know if I need that much. We'll just turn that down by maybe a pinch and see if that works for us. And because, obviously if you turn the gain up here, you turn the gain up here, you're getting double the action, triple the excitement. I don't think we need that. So let's have a listen with that, just how it is, and play it in another section. Yeah, I'm thinking I dig that. Again, my CPU is kind of skitzing at the moment because of the screen capture thing, but you kind of get the idea. Hopefully this gives you a bit of an idea of what this plugin really is doing to serve its purpose. You have so many plugins that, within this, like I said, I haven't even used half of these. The match EQ, that's really, really good if you're trying to match another song and then bring that EQ curve to your mix or master. That is definitely useful in that regard. That is fantastic. This thing is, even for pink noise, if you're going to do pink noise mixing, you can get your pink noise, shape. Like, it's got different things in that. I'll just show you actually. So if you go down through here, you've got this pink noise setting, and you can apply the pink noise curve to your mix if you're going to use that as your reference. That is really useful. Sometimes it just definitely gives you that advantage if you want to do that. And there's other things in here that's, so many different things. Mastery balance, like you saw earlier, it can add or take away certain parts of the track, and that is very useful. Again, this is by far the best, in my opinion, the best plugin out there for mastering. If you're mastering in the box, even if you aren't mastering in the box and you're mastering outside and then bring it in just for an additional touch to the mix, it really, really can give you some beneficial stuff here. And I've used it multiple different times for different things. So hopefully it gives you an idea of this plugin, what it does for a hip hop track. I got to apologize about the clicks and the pops, but that's just the way it goes with this software here. I've got to update that and get that sorted out. But anyway, love you guys. As always, peace out. Peace.